Welcome to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. We hope you enjoy the show, which features immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.
Welcome to Ask the Lawyer, your premier Jamaican radio show dedicated to unraveling the complexities of the U.S. immigration system. Hosted by me, Jamaican national Ashley Dawkins, alongside esteemed New York-based immigration attorney Brian Figueroa, who brings over a quarter century of specialized experience. Together, we explore the benevolent aspects of America's immigration system and laws. Our consensus? Immigrants should come to America. Plus, are you eligible for a chef visa? And diving into the succession of future generations, Mr. Figueroa discusses the necessities of wills, trusts, and estate planning. Don't make people thief your land while you're in America. Secure your family land with a will and a proper plan. And don't miss our exclusive interview with Yvette Clarke, representative of the 9th Congressional District and a prolific woman of Jamaican heritage. The show offers invaluable advice on starting the immigration process, delivers the latest immigration news, and features engaging discussions. Tune in to Ask the Lawyer for insightful guidance through the intricate world of immigration.
Good day, good day, good day. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. 27 years ago, or this year will be 28 years, when I started practicing law in this great city, New York City. It's like a melting pot. It's mainly minority now. It used to be mainly white. And most of the people in New York City, praise God, are immigrants. They come from over 150 countries, yes. So many people, so many different countries. New York City is a great place to live in, yes. And for all of those years, we have worked with immigrants, helping them change their status from obviously being undocumented to getting their green card, their citizenship, defending them in deportation proceedings or their family members, and helping other family members, come to the U.S., whether in the Caribbean, Africa, Latin America. And one of the issues that we have seen for many years is, I don't know why these white people like to give us this guilt trip about coming to America. White people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands have come to America. Yeah. They were lining up in front of the Statue of Liberty, coming here for political asylum, fleeing the Holocaust, for many, many different reasons, including obviously for economic reasons and uniting with families. So immigrants today are no different from immigrants of yesterday. The major difference is more people of color are coming to America. So people like KKK, Russian Trump, most of the Republicans in the U.S. Congress and the U.S. Senate do not like us. Not because we are immigrants, but because we are black immigrants, brown immigrants, in between those colors immigrants, Asian immigrants, Indian immigrants. And one of the areas that we contribute a lot to, besides obviously immigrants or families, is also business immigrants. Of all the Fortune 2000 companies that exist in the United States, and when we say Fortune 2000, we mean the top businesses in America, half of them are run by people who are naturalized citizens. Those are people who are U.S. citizens that were born in other countries. So when you hear the rhetoric, the hate of the Republicans and immigration, it is because they are demons. They are not children of God. Because even in the Bible it teaches that you should be kind to immigrants. So whether it be from an economic point of view, a Christian point of view, from being a civilized point of view, whatever it takes, my dear people, here and outside the United States, you have a right to be here. And that's what our law firm has done in terms of our representing people in immigration law for over a quarter of a century. Yes. We also started our own publication, the Immigrants Journal, which you could get at www.ijlef.org. Again, www.ijlef.org. You could get that link also at my law firm's website, Ask the Lawyer, at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. So, whether you want to come here as a visitor, a J visa, a H visa, a F visa, E2 treaty visa, EB5 investors visa, our law firm could work with you. Again, the number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. So whether you call us on the regular line, on WhatsApp, or through the internet to schedule your consultation, we suggest that you do so, because planning your arrival in the United States in those various categories is always the best path to take. You should obviously get information, understand what your legal rights can be or will be, what is the best path to becoming. First, obviously, getting your work permit or getting your green card or coming here through the various business categories. An informed client is our favorite client. We obviously, part of what we do over the years is to educate our clients. Again, you can make an appointment at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. Or you could give us a call at 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. We hope to help you as we have helped many families throughout the world. Thank you.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
the United States is consistently ranked among the best internationally for its competitiveness. Are you planning to start a new business or branch of your business in New York? Attend our Chamber Coalition's 5-week webinar series, Small Business Sense Bootcamp. We provide education and business preparation for small business owners and startups. Learn the basics of business planning, how to finance your business, business credit, marketing, and social media strategies, small business solutions, legal, tax, accounting, banking, and insurance, and how to do business within New York City, New York State, and corporations. Register at startupsbootcamp.eventbrite.com.
Love is in the air. Do you know that a prenup or an irrevocable trust can say, "I love you" in a way flowers and chocolates never could? Ask the lawyer. Let the law firm of Fig, Arrow and Associates show you how. Don't hesitate. Call 855-768-8845 or visit www.askthelawyer.us to schedule an appointment today.
Divorce, separation, support, custody. The common factor? They keep you up at night. Sleep well knowing that you have the law firm of Figaro and Associates on your side through this difficult time. Don't divorce your money. Don't divorce your children. Divorce your spouse. Whether it's a contested or uncontested divorce, the law firm of Figaro and Associates will guide you through every step of the process. From child custody to property and debt concerns, the law firm of Figaro and Associates has the experience and expertise in handling cases involving significant assets and complicated issues. A divorce can be one of the most unpleasant experiences a person ever has to go through. Don't do it alone. Stop the sleepless nights and call the law firm of Figaro and Associates, 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or visit 311divorce.com. That's 311divorce.com. At the law firm of Figaro and Associates, a divorce is not the end, it's a new beginning.
You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figaro and Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figaro and Associates, and your presenter with this week's immigration news. We begin with Trump's pressure pushes Biden to tighten immigration policy to the max. Biden rose to power by presenting himself as the complete opposite of Trump, who proposed in 2016 the construction of a border wall. For some of the people who supported Biden in the 2020 election, the abandonment of his promises on migration is a disappointment. The Democrat promised to make the U.S. a safe place for refugees and asylum seekers, and to give legal status to the more than 11 million undocumented migrants living in the country. More than 3 years later, those ideas have been forgotten, amid a global increase in the movement of people and domestic pressure to control the arrival of foreigners to the country, when in 2023 more than 2 million irregular border crossings were recorded for the second consecutive year. According to a Harvard CAPS Harris poll, immigration is already the issue most voters cite as their biggest concern, surpassing inflation. By contrast, a congressional report released recently predicted that immigration will add $7 trillion to the U.S. economy over the next decade. Even though the immigration plan appears to be a non-starter, it shows that Trump is beating Biden on the migration narrative. Republicans have turned the issue into an issue and trapped Democrats in a border debate, summarizes Rebecca Wolf, an expert at the American Immigration Council. Meanwhile, in New York, repeating what Swazi did, can it be done? Democrat Tom Swazi cruised to victory Tuesday, February 13 night, over Republican candidate Mazi Melissa Phillip in the special election for New York's 3rd Congressional District, a resounding rebuke of harsh Republican rhetoric on immigration and the migrant crisis in New York City. National observers have kept a close eye on the race as a potential bellwether for races nationwide and the issues that will play nationwide in the suburbs. Tuesday's outcome provided a boom for Democrats ahead of November and evidence that immigration may not be the winning issue that Republicans hoped it would be. But various aspects of the race could still make it challenging to repeat Swazi's path to victory in other states. Advocates say New York must invest in immigration legal services, pass the Access to Representation Act. Last week, elected officials joined the Care for Immigrant Families Coalition at the New York State Capitol to rally in support of a $150 million investment in immigrant legal services to ease pressure on the backlog of cases and ensure recent arrivals can swiftly apply for work. Advocates also called for passage of the Access to Representation Act, ARA, a first-in-the-nation bill which would establish a right to counsel in immigration court, extending the same protections already available in criminal proceedings. The ARA has received support from the New York State Bar Association, major labor unions, and more than 100 elected officials across the state, including Attorney General Letitia James. In other news, Unlocking America's Economic Potential. Insights on immigration from the CBO Budget and Economic Outlook Report. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, recently released its latest budget and economic outlook covering the period from 2024 to 2034, outlining fiscal projections for the United States for the next 10 years. The report underscores that the deficit is expected to start at $1.6 trillion in fiscal year 2024 and escalate steadily, reaching $2.6 trillion by 2034. While the persistent rise in the deficit is concerning, the report also emphasizes the positive impact of immigration on expanding the labor force and fostering economic growth. These latest projections suggest a continuous expansion of the labor force through 2026 fueled by increased immigration. Notably, the arrival of immigrants counteracts reductions in the labor force due to an aging population. That's because a significant portion of recent and projected immigrants fall within the 25 to 54 age group, people's prime working years. DHS changes H-1B registration process to give non-citizens an equal chance of selection. Department of Homeland Security's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, recently issued a final rule that changes H-1B registration selection and makes other changes related to the registration process. Beginning in March 2024, registration selection for the opportunity to file an H-1B petition subject to the annual cap on H-1B visa numbers will be beneficiary-centric. USCIS's final rule is a partial implementation of the 94-page proposed rule issued in October 2023 to modernize the H-1B program and takes effect on March 4, 2024. Registration for H-1B visa numbers available beginning October 1, 2024. Opens at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on March 6, 2024. Facts you should know. Last week, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to impeach Department of Homeland Security, DHS, Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. After a failed first attempt, the second vote passed, 214 to 213. The impeachment process in the House was political grandstanding and will do nothing to address the challenges at our border. The American Immigration Council will continue advocating for real solutions, like investing in our immigration courts and rehauling our humanitarian protections. And finally, quote of the week comes from George Lowry, Managing Director of Programs and Strategy at the American Immigration Council. Advocating for stricter immigration policy, regardless of the actual results, is just plain easier than demanding a fairer and more just process for people who are not U.S. citizens. You're preying on people's fears, and if you can do that successfully, There's very little that can be done to bring somebody back from that. Thank you.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Welcome to America, How to Get a Green Card, an Ask the Lawyer International Edition segment with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. Are you planning to migrate to the U.S.? Do you have family in the U.S.? In this segment, learn about the consequences of entering the U.S. with or without inspection, unlawful presence, family, faith-based, and fiancé petitions, the impact of fraudulent visas when applying for a green card, and more. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.
This is Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got the answers. The number to call, the number to share, and the number to keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or you can visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. How to get a green card. Immigration to the U.S. as a chef. Food is one of the things that brings us together. And every year, thousands of cooks and chefs from around the world come to America to expand their culinary knowledge and settle into a new home. The United States is known as a melting pot of the world, mixing endless ethnicities, nationalities, and culture into the food industry. There is a huge opportunity for culinary chefs and cooks in America. So, what is the chef visa to the United States? It's important for you, the petitioner, to understand that there's a difference between a cook and a chef. The Department of Labor accurately describes these positions and distinguishes between them. In general, chefs have more managerial responsibilities than the cooks who primarily prepare food. The first visa is the E2 visa. Chefs holding managerial or specialist positions may be issued E2 visas to work for a qualified E2 enterprise. The H-1B visa. In the past, the USCIS has held that chefs were not professionals or specialists. However, practice shows chefs employed by large hotels and prestigious restaurants, such as Michelin star restaurants, may be granted H-1B visas. Usually, the foreign national must be primarily engaged in management duties as opposed to working in front of a stove. The H-2B visa. Chefs may qualify for temporary positions during a busy season. For example, the employer is a ski resort and the position is for the winter season. Once the employer proves the position is temporary or seasonal, the employer will be barred from sponsoring the foreign national for a permanent labor certification for that position. The J-1 visa. A young cook seeking exposure to how a restaurant operates in the U.S. may obtain a J-1 industrial trainee visa for up to 8 months. Many organizations have J-1 programs specifically credited for training in the culinary arts. The L-1 visa. Chefs with management responsibilities employed by multinational companies should be eligible for L-1 visas. It is also possible that a specialized knowledge chef or cook could obtain an L-1 visa. The O-1 visa. O-1 visas are available for chefs of extraordinary ability. Extensive evidence is required to show that the chef is a culinary artist of distinction who is renowned, leading, or well-known in the field. Immigrants are extremely crucial to the food industry in the U.S., and many famous immigrant chefs have changed food in America. One such immigrant is Wolfgang Puck from Austria. Wolfgang moved to America when he was 24 years old. He wound up in Los Angeles working in several restaurants, learning many techniques that would shape the LA food scene. He turned his talents into many restaurants, box meals, schools, books, kitchen accessories, and every facet of a full-on culinary empire that you can think of. Are you the next Wolfgang Puck? If you would like to find out how you can apply for a work visa as a chef in the United States, contact us right now. Ask the Lawyer, 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
The United States is consistently ranked among the best internationally for its competitiveness. Are you planning to start a new business or branch of your business in New York? Attend our Chamber Coalition's 5-week webinar series, Small Business Sense Bootcamp. We provide education and business preparation for small business owners and startups. Learn the basics of business planning, how to finance your business, business credit, marketing, and social media strategies, small business solutions, legal, tax, accounting, banking, and insurance, and how to do business within New York City, New York State, and corporations. Register at startupsbootcamp.eventbrite.com.
Are you interested in investing in real property, a home, or investment property in New York or other states? Then Equity Smart Realty Inc. can work with you. From potential returns to portfolio diversification, buying international property comes with its perks, but it's also a complex process, and there are tax matters to consider. Equity Smart Realty Inc. can help you purchase real estate in New York. We have the knowledge you need to simplify the process. Ready to discuss your options? Schedule a consultation on this matter, or start a business, or a branch of your business at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us, or call 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845.
Are you looking for a side hustle as an independent contractor? Are you looking to make extra cash and business opportunities? We have opportunities for graduates from our online Chambers Paralegal program to work with lawyers and other legal professionals in New York State or persons with similar qualifications. We also have opportunities for other chamber businesses in graphic arts and design, creating and updating websites in WordPress, the most popular platform, and other platforms, social media experts in the various platforms, and database experts. There is also a high demand for voiceovers, audio, and video podcast editing in the marketing field, journalists, and other professionals in the services industry who can work in the virtual world for U.S. businesses. Send your resume and a cover letter explaining why you or your business is the right fit for these partnerships to info@myiqinc.com. That's info@myiqinc.com.
Love is in the air. Do you know that a prenup or an irrevocable trust can say, "I love you" in a way flowers and chocolates never could? Ask the lawyer. Let the law firm of Fig, Arrow and Associates show you how. Don't hesitate. Call 855-768-8845 or visit www.askthelawyer.us to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions, we've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Good day, good day, good day. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Wills, trusts, and estate planning. A power of attorney, a living will. How are you going to share those assets you accumulated through your lifetime? Who is going to get the rewards for their love for you? I mean, do you love all your children? Can you disinherit your wife or your husband? If you die without a will, who gets the money? What are the tax issues associated with estates over $1 million or $2 million? And most estates that include real property easily exceed $1 million. Who's going to take care of you as you grow older or your health deteriorates? What if you got, obviously, Alzheimer's, that's what they call it? Yeah, Alzheimer's, yeah. Where you start, obviously, losing your memory, your faculty, whatever. What if your wife is abusive or your husband is abusive to you as an elderly person? What if, someone has to get guardianship over you? Do you want it to be that son, daughter who loved you or the son, daughter who, physically abused you? These are the issues that you have to consider when you do your wills, trust, estate planning. Is it that time? Did the alarm bells go off? And it should, because, as I said, you want to not only obviously protect yourself, but your loved ones. Those little boys, little girls, kids that you have, how are you going to provide for them? Should you get some term insurance? Should it be whole life insurance? Should you leave them $500,000, $1 million, $2 million? And it all depends on the age of the children, or if you want to provide for your grandchildren, how old are they? What would you like to give them? Is it money towards their education? Could you create a special fund for them? These are the issues that we discuss when we do wills, trusts, estate planning. What I have found over the last 28 years practicing wills, trusts, and estate planning is that my background in economics, my background in accounting, my background in banking, and obviously that 28 years experience is obviously very helpful when you give advice on wills, trust, estate planning. In fact, we use several different software to work with, to mechanize, as they say, the whole process with our clients. Again, my name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. If you have your will or you don't have a will, and you need to get letters testamentary or letters of administration because your loved one has moved on, we could work with you with filing those papers with the surrogate court on your estate matter. Obviously, it's a very difficult time. Unfortunately, families have a lot of disputes around this time. people who would never wrong the loved one just pop up and make claims to the estate. Your estate could be contested, and sometimes because the person who has moved on didn't do proper wills, trusts, and estate planning, may disinherit the people that they love and give all their assets to the people who basically did nothing for them during their lifetime. Again, my name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa & Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. The website for the law firm Figueroa & Associates is at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. If you're listening to this program in another country, you could obviously communicate with the office or have your family communicate with the office through our phone number or through our website. Thank you.
Estate planning is a necessity, not a luxury. Let the law firm of Figueroa & Associates help you protect your legacy, assets, and loved ones. Get estate planning consultation on wills, living trust and probate, power of attorney, health proxy, deed transfers, providing for special needs, disabled children and grandchildren, minimizing federal and state taxes. Call us right now at 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or schedule an appointment at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
The United States is consistently ranked among the best internationally for its competitiveness. Are you planning to start a new business or branch of your business in New York? Attend our Chamber Coalition's 5-week webinar series, Small Business Sense Bootcamp. We provide education and business preparation for small business owners and startups. Learn the basics of business planning, how to finance your business, business credit, marketing, and social media strategies, small business solutions, legal, tax, accounting, banking, and insurance, and how to do business within New York City, New York State, and corporations. Register at startupsbootcamp.eventbrite.com.
Are you interested in investing in real property, a home, or investment property in New York or other states? Then Equity Smart Realty Inc. can work with you. From potential returns to portfolio diversification, buying international property comes with its perks, but it's also a complex process, and there are tax matters to consider. Equity Smart Realty Inc. can help you purchase real estate in New York. We have the knowledge you need to simplify the process. Ready to discuss your options? Schedule a consultation on this matter, or start a business, or a branch of your business at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us, or call 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845.
Divorce, separation, support, custody. The common factor? They keep you up at night. Sleep well knowing that you have the law firm of Figaro and Associates on your side through this difficult time. Don't divorce your money. Don't divorce your children. Divorce your spouse. Whether it's a contested or uncontested divorce, the law firm of Figaro and Associates will guide you through every step of the process. From child custody to property and debt concerns, the law firm of Figaro and Associates has the experience and expertise in handling cases involving significant assets and complicated issues. A divorce can be one of the most unpleasant experiences a person ever has to go through. Don't do it alone. Stop the sleepless nights and call the law firm of Figaro and Associates, 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or visit 311divorce.com. That's 311divorce.com. At the law firm of Figaro and Associates, a divorce is not the end, it's a new beginning.
Love is in the air. Do you know that a prenup or an irrevocable trust can say, I love you in a way flowers and chocolates never could? Ask the lawyer. Let the law firm of Figaro and Associates show you how. Don't hesitate. Call 855-768-8845 or visit www.askthelawyer.us to schedule an appointment today.
You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. Good day and a warm welcome to everyone. Today in the studio with us, we have a very special guest, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, representative for the 9th District in Brooklyn. So lovely to have you, Ms. Clarke. How are you today?
Wonderful. It's great to be with you, Ashley. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. So as a representative with Jamaican heritage, how do you believe the new Bob Marley movie, One Love, contributes to the global understanding and appreciation of Jamaican culture?
Well, first of all, let me just say this was a long time in coming. The story of Bob Marley's sort of global dominance with exporting reggae music around the world, it was a story that needed to be told. I think that the impact that Bob Marley has had, Bob Marley and the Wailers, and Bob Marley as a social commentary is something that resonates with people who come from circumstances where they may have faced hardship, they may have faced war, but at the end of the day, he delivers on redemption and love. And I think that that's why he became so prominent and remains a prominent figure in the annals of music, not only reggae music, but music from around the world.
How important is it for younger generations, especially those of Caribbean descent, to have access to films like One Love that highlight the contributions of iconic figures like Bob Marley, especially when it relates to music and social issues?
Yeah, I think that it's very important. This is a legacy that particularly those who were born in the Caribbean or of Caribbean descent can derive great honor and dignity from. You know, the as a lyricist, as a musician, Bob Marley really captures, you know, the travails, if you will, of those who have had to struggle for their liberation, those who have overcome adversity, and a sort of spiritual uplifting of those who, continue to feel oppressed in whichever society they may reside in. And we know, as those of us who are part of the Caribbean diaspora, that, we are relegated to minority status in many of the nations in which we reside, be that in Europe, be that in Canada, be that in the U.S. And it is important to be grounded in, a philosophical, in a spiritual, and in commentary that speaks to our lived experiences. And that is in a way, what Bob Marley's contributions mean to those of us who, generations later, this music still resonates with.
So given the movie's portrayal of Bob Marley's legacy in life, what are your thoughts on representation of Caribbean figures in international media, and how can it be improved?
Well, I unfortunately did not have the opportunity to actually see the movie as of yet. We had a conflict in time when we actually were voting here in the House of Representatives. It was certainly an honor for me to be at the reception last evening where people from across D.C. came to screen the new movie. And what I would say to that is that, bringing a window into the life led by Bob Marley and his family, his musicians, gives people a window into a time when, while we've celebrated Bob Marley, he was a Rastafarian. And he was a Rastafarian in a nation where that religion had not fully been embraced yet. And so he was sort of relegated to the margins of a society that he lived in. But his spirit was one that couldn't be contained. It manifested itself through music and song in a way in which it not only brought prominence to himself, it brought prominence to Rastafarians, it brought prominence to the oppressed and the marginalized in societies where there were nonconformists, if you will. And I think for those of us who live in a society where there are, major pressures to conform, he serves as a guiding light to the fact that our talent, our skills and abilities speak to who we are. Our gifts that we're given ultimately add value to the societies in which we live. And I think that will probably be most prominent in those who have the honor of actually viewing his life story.
And lastly, I want to ask, Bob Marley's music carries powerful messages of love, unity, and resistance. In today's context, how do you see his message resonating with issues we face, particularly in the realms of immigration and social justice?
Well, there's no doubt about it, as far as I'm concerned, that we can all draw inspiration from the resilience, from the resistance, from the victories that Bob Marley sang about in his catalog of music, and it strengthens us, it grounds us in a way in which we, those of us who are in the diaspora, those of us who are of African descent, can pull from that music the power to overcome the obstacles of discrimination, to overcome the obstacles of bias and relegation of our communities into circumstances that have led to the pushback on the Black immigrant experience. I think that it should be a clarion call, quite frankly, to all of us as we see sort of the backlash to the migration stories of people of African descent that are taking place right now. People who are coming from continental Africa, people who are coming from the Western Hemisphere of African descent and are treated without the dignity that they deserve. It should be a clarion call to those of us who have been fortunate enough to overcome that stigma, to fight for others, to be able to embrace the American dream without the hindrance of those who would impose, their bigotry upon us, and rise to the occasion of bringing our gifts to bear and helping to build a stronger, more diverse civil society.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. I know we have to run, but thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. And as Bob would say, one love. And as my mom would say, bless up and walk good.
And you too. You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
A very warm welcome to everyone. We are joined by a very special guest, Mr. Christopher Benjamin, who is the Community Relations Officer for the Consulate of Jamaica in New York. Welcome, sir. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Phillips. Always a pleasure to join you.
You're very welcome. So you have big news to share with the diaspora and Jamaica nationals?
Yes. We announced some time ago that we were looking at moving location. So now I am here to officially advise that as of the 26th of February, we will no longer be operating at 767 3rd Avenue in New York, where we have been located for the last 30 years. We are going to be closing on that day and reopening on the 11th of March at our new location at 300 East 42nd Street, also in New York, and the zip code is the same, 10017.
Okay, great. And generally, if you could just provide an overview of the services that the consulate provides to the diaspora.
Right. So we will continue offering all of the services that our clients have come to know: passport applications for national persons who are looking to do visas to travel to Jamaica, certification of documents and all those things. We will still continue to be offering in the new location. I know that there are some persons who probably may have a concern about what will happen in the 2 weeks between when we are closed and when we reopen. So if for any reason anyone should have an emergency situation that would require them to contact the consulate, for those persons who are looking to do consular services, so if they want an emergency visa to travel to Jamaica or an emergency passport, as they call it, or an emergency certificate, they may send an email to passport@congenjamaica-ny. That's passport@CONGEN Jamaica-ny.org. And if any of our pensioners are having a challenge and they would like to also reach out to us, they can send us an email at pension@congenjamaica-ny.org. And they should feel free to visit our website at any time for the latest updates at www.congenjamaica-ny.org.
Okay, and Mr. Benjamin, is there one thing you'd like to share with persons when they come in to, get the services that they should always have, how to better prepare so y'all can serve them even better?
Well, I would say that, for persons who are coming, we always say, come with your forms completed. It makes the process more efficient, makes sure that they get in and out quickly. For those persons who are applying for passports or citizenship, carry all of your original documents. We do not take photocopies. So your birth certificate, your passport, American passport, if you're doing citizenship and you want to use it as ID, bring the original documents, your marriage certificate, because those will make the process so much more seamless It's easier for you to get in and out, and you don't have to spend time having to go and fill out new forms or to do over things, or even have to come back a second time because you forgot to bring the documents, or you brought photocopies and not the original document. Now, you know, as you say that, we do, in the new space, persons will be able to have more space to, if they need to fill out the form, there will be more space for that. There will be more space for them to wait. We can accommodate more persons in the waiting area. At the same time, we can also process more persons in a more comfortable and airy environment.
Okay, great, because I've been to your consulate and it's always busy, hardly any space, always filled up. So that's good to know there's more space in the new location.
I want to share as well that the location is more convenient for public transportation as well. So I know a lot of persons are coming in out of Queens and Brooklyn and, you know, out of state as well. We are only 1 block or 1.5 blocks across from the nearest exit from Grand Central Station. So if you were to come out of the 7 train exit on 42nd Street, near to 3rd Avenue, you literally come out and you are there. You just cross the street and you're there in less than 5 minutes to the new location.
All right. And speaking about the new location, can you just repeat the address and the date it's going to be opening again?
Yes. So we will be, as of the 11th of March, be at 300 East 42nd Street here in New York. That's 300 East 42nd Street, New York, New York.
All right. So, Mr. Benjamin, thank you once again for sharing this great information, and we look forward to having you back again.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Do you want to be a paralegal, or are you planning to go to law school? Our Chamber Coalition's online paralegal program is the right program to get you started. Some of the areas of law include contracts, property law, tort liability, civil procedure, constitutional law, immigration, civil rights, estate planning, wills and trusts, and matrimonial, plus legal research and writing, legal marketing, and small business. We also use Cali, which is used in law schools, and you get extra certificates from Clio and LexisNexis. By graduating from this program, you can market yourself as a virtual paralegal for attorneys and law firms in New York State. There is a one-time fee of $550. Are you excited to learn more? Register for an orientation at www.freeparalegal.org. That's www.freeparalegal.org.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, ask the lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. We hope you enjoyed the show, which featured immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.